95.3 The Range. Good morning, I'm Chuck Taylor. Online with us, Freddy Rodriguez from the new NBC Medical Drama Night Shift, which is just down the road in San Antonio. And yeah, I know it's a couple hours away, but it's set in San Antonio. You play Michael Ragosa, and man, your character's got some issues, man.
Issues indeed.
I'm imagining that you had to probably study for that role, because you've done voice work for a lot of kids shows like Teen Titans and Young Justice. So I just can't see you as this character that has anger issues.
Right. Well, he has a little more than anger issues. He's in a real tough position, which is why I found the character interesting from the beginning when I took the gig. Was that, I think that traditionally medical dramas obviously revolve around the doctors and the nurses and the procedures that are happening on the show, but it's a rare glimpse into the business side of hospitals, which I think a lot of people don't realize, that hospitals are businesses. And my character is forced to make tough decisions like anyone in his position would be in any other profession in order to keep a business afloat or the doors open, per se. And it's unfortunate that the tough decisions that he needs to make revolve around, making the decision whether someone lives or not, making the decision whether someone receives medical care or not in order to keep the business afloat. And those are tough decisions to make. And so I think that, sometimes that comes across like he has anger issues, or he may come across like, he's a villain. But really, he has a job to do, and he has to try to execute that job to the best of his ability.
Yeah, he's actually looking out for the best interests of the doctors and nurses that work there, but sometimes it just doesn't come across that way because of the role he has to play.
Absolutely. It's like any other business. If you were the manager or you were running any other business, your sole job is to keep that business afloat and make those tough decisions.
Well, let's talk about tonight. Go ahead.
No, and sometimes that makes you come across like you're just you're a villain and you're being an a-hole.
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about tonight's episode, Grace Under Fire, and it, of course, is at 9 o'clock our time here in Texas. You actually, you think you're taking some aspirin, but I think you take something a little bit different than aspirin.
Yeah. I don't want to reveal too much, but the character I opens the episode up with a bad headache. And it's a hospital, so you can imagine the type of quote-unquote medicine is lying around the hospital. And he goes in and he takes a pill, which he thinks is aspirin or Tylenol, and lo and behold, it's something else. And so I think you see a very different side to my character, Michael Ragosa, in this episode.
Now, as I mentioned at the start of the interview, the hospital is set in San Antonio. So on tonight's episode, the emergency room actually gets flooded with patients from a Alamo reenactment. Do you guys try to put as much Texasness into the show as possible?
Absolutely. The show, we're very proud that it takes place in Texas, takes place in San Antonio. I think traditionally you see hospital shows take place in big cities, like ER was Chicago, Grey's Anatomy was Seattle. There's been other hospital shows take place in New York. And we wanted to show a different part of the United States by it taking place in San Antonio. There's a strong military presence there also, which obviously we incorporate within the show. Our show takes place primarily at night, which I don't think you've seen in other hospital dramas before. We have a strong comedic aspect that's woven through all the drama and the adrenaline that's happening. So, I think it's a very different take than what you've seen in traditional medical dramas on TV.
Well, I think it's a great show. I only caught on last week's episode with Hog Wild, which was a great episode, and I'm looking forward to tonight's. I've got to go back onto the website and catch the first two episodes, but the night shift, I think it's going to be a hit.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it, and we're doing incredibly well, and I just want to thank all the fans. Our premiere episode, we got 9 million viewers. we got the best summer premiere comedy or drama at NBC in the last 14 years, and that's all because of the fans. So I just want to say thank you very much.
Freddy Rodriguez, thank you so much, and continued success. Everybody check out The Night Shift tonight. The episode's called Grace Under Fire, 9 o'clock our time. And once again, Freddy Rodriguez, thank you for taking a little bit of time this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.